Bonjour. Today's lesson, we're really going to get started in on some grammar. So we're going to be talking about subject pronouns, and we're going to use these subject pronouns to learn how to start sentences. So you might be wondering, what is a subject pronoun? In English, a subject pronoun is how we start sentences. And just to show you a few examples, I is one, you, he, she, we, they, and it are all subject pronouns. For example, I go to the store. You saw a dog. Okay, all of these start out the sentence and they're referring to a person or sometimes a thing. So here comes the French. So the first subject pronoun that you're going to be learning is je. Je. Okay, and you've seen this before in je m'appelle. My name is je m'appelle Georgette. Now, what this literally means, we've talked about this before, is I call myself. Okay, so anytime you're referring to yourself, you're going to use je, meaning I. Next, we have tu. Tu. Tu is used to address a friend. Okay, this is the English equivalent of you. And you've seen this before in the question, tu t'appelles comment? What's your name? Okay, we also have tu es américain? Are you American? So you're asking about a friend, you're asking you, tu. Next we have il. Il you'll use when you talk about a boy or a man. Okay, so you can see in this picture, they're talking to each other, but they're talking about this person over here, and they're saying, il est blond, he's blonde, okay? And you've seen il before in il s'appelle, his name is, il s'appelle. Okay, so next we have elle, and elle refers to a girl or a woman. So you can see in the picture here, we have two people here, they're talking to each other, but they're talking about this woman over here. They're saying, elle est brune. She's a brunette. Elle est brune. And we've seen this before in elle s'appelle. Now, something important to keep in mind is that all nouns in French, okay, nouns are people, places, and things, carry a gender, okay? So all nouns can either be masculine or feminine, right? Because of this, il and elle, usually meaning he or she, can also be used for it. You'll be able to understand if the word means it or he and she based on the context. So if we look at some examples, if the question is about le magazine, okay, a magazine, the word magazine is masculine, and so we can replace magazine with the pronoun il. And it doesn't mean he here, it means it because it's referring to the magazine. Il est âgé. It's old. The magazine, it's old. Okay? We can all do, and we can do this with people too. Okay? Mon grand-père, il est âgé. So we know that here, il is referring to a person, it means he, because we have mon grand-père, my grandfather. Okay, and just like in the feminine as well, if we're talking about the dress, la robe, okay, the word for dress, la robe, is feminine in French, and so we can say, elle est belle, it is beautiful. Elle doesn't mean she here because it's referring to the dress. It is beautiful. But elle can refer to a person, ma grand-mère, elle est belle, okay? Here it means she because we're talking about a person. Ma grand-mère, elle est belle. Okay, here is our next subject pronoun. We have nous. Nous you use to refer to yourself and another person or other people. So it means we. Nous sommes amis. We are friends. Nous sommes amis. Okay, next we have vous. Vous, we've seen a couple of different times before, And you're going to use vous when you're talking to two or more people. So she's saying to both of these people, vous êtes amusant, you're funny. Okay, so vous means you all. So up until this point, you've seen two different words for you. We've seen tu and we've seen vous. Remember that tu is going to be used more for if you're talking to a friend. Okay, vous, or we should say one friend. Okay, one person. Vous is going to be used if you're talking to more than one person. Or to someone formally. So if you're speaking to a teacher, for example, even if you're just speaking to one teacher, you're going to use vous instead of tu. Okay, we're almost done. Next we have il. Now please note that this is pronounced the same way as the singular, he, okay, because we don't pronounce the S at the end. So il and il pronounce the same way. So we're going to use il, I-L-S, when referring to two or more males or to a group of males and females. So we have two different pictures here. Here, these two ladies are talking about these two boys over here. And they're saying, ils sont sympas. They are nice. Okay? And here, she's talking about this whole group of people. Note, we have one guy and we have two girls, but because there's one guy in the mix, you have to use the masculine. So, ils sont sympas. Okay, we'll see what the feminine looks like next. Okay, so the feminine is elle. And just like il singular and il plural are pronounced the same way, elle plural and elle singular are pronounced the same way because we aren't pronouncing that S. So elle and elle. Now here, you're going to use elle when you're referring to two or more females. So the ELLES is only used for groups of girls. If you have 20 girls that you're talking about, you're going to use elle. But if you have 20 girls that you're talking about and there's one guy in that group, you're going to use il, I-L-S. Okay? So here they're talking about these two girls and they're saying elles sont copines. They're friends. Elles sont copines. Okay, that's all we have for this lesson. I'm going to tell you bonne chance. Okay, and be ready to identify all those different subject pronouns. Je, tu, il, elle, nous, vous, il, elle.